My stepson kicked me out and now he wants a handout. I, 37 male, met my late wife, Rachel, 52 female when she passed, back when I was 26 and she was 45. Our relationship was always looked at with disgust because of the age difference or because people thought it was a shame. I was an immigrant and she was a citizen. Rachel had a son, Peter, from her first marriage. Peter was 18 when I started dating Rachel. I never had a good relationship with him, but I tolerated him for her whenever he came around. On my 29th birthday, Rachel and I got married and lived in her house. 4 years ago, my wife passed away. I was shattered from the loss and barely got through her funeral. But after Peter found out that my wife had given him the house, he wanted me out. I knew about Rachel's will and wasn't really interested in the house. But I was not in the mental state where I could look for other accommodations. I asked Peter to let me stay for just 2 more weeks, but he wouldn't allow it. He wanted the house for himself and his pregnant girlfriend. He also claimed that I had stolen his inheritance because my wife only left him the house and I got the money and investments. He threw my belongings out like it was trash. It was trash for anyone, but for me it was my memory of my late wife. I didn't have any contact with him ever since. But last week was Rachel's birthday and I went to her grave as I do every year since her passing. I saw Peter there. I initially didn't say anything, but he greeted me and asked how I was to start some small talk. I kept my responses short and civil. As I was leaving, he asked me to join him for dinner. I refused, but then he asked for my contact. I gave it to him without thinking much about it. A few days ago he calls me to ask if I was interested in buying the house from him. He wanted the money for his business venture. I suggested him to approach a bank as I couldn't help him. Then he reveals that he already has a loan on the house and wants the money to pay off the loan. He also wants me to continue to let him live in the house after the transaction because, as per him, I should ensure that my grandson, his son, has a roof over his head, as that is what Rachel would have wanted. At that moment I just wanted to punch him through the phone. All the painful memories of my wife came rushing back. The sight of the little trinkets we collected together shattered to pieces was so clearly visible. I have tried to restrain myself and not respond to his craziness, but needed an outlet, so writing this post.